This world's such a strange place. We build homes out of matchsticks and petroleum and then pay a lot of money for insurance to make sure that if it burns down that we can be repaid. The only thing that doesn't burn is the dirt, right? So in some places on this planet, people have built their homes out of dirt because it doesn't burn and it's freely available and it insulates so well that they don't need centralized heating and cooling. And because the insects leave it alone, and if it were to fall down, you can just build another one. The people live their lives naturally. They live their lives enjoying their friends and family and what this world out has to offer. But now we've established minimum codes, right? Minimum standards. We've established codes about the minimum standards of life, or our structures, our everything, right? But the thing is why would we build to a minimum standard when there's such better ways to do things? And they're forcing this minimum standard through the belief that they have an authority over the way people do things on their own property. We've given people with titles and costumes a level of obedience to their authority that isn't justified. It isn't rational. It isn't natural. I've tried to tell a squirrel what to do, and he didn't do it, right? Even though I'm way bigger than him, I have tools that could end his life. But he was disobedient. But I see people blindly obedient to other people who don't even make sense. There are solutions to the problems we face. Some of these are being shown to you at events like Burning Man. You know, it's a ritual. People gather in the desert. I think it's only a week long, but in 1 week they completely assemble a fantastic city that keeps people out of the elements of the wind and the sand and the rain and all of the problems that are existing in the desert, right? And in that week they tear it all down and they pick up all their mess and they're gone. But this event isn't for you and me. It's only for those that can afford $800 and to take a week or 2 weeks or whatever off of or out of their life, and travel to the desert for an event that burns a giant statue of a man made out of pallets and wood. They're doing these things to show you how possible it is to build a life of our dreams. But we just need to come together and do it. That's that's what it takes. It takes us not supporting minimum standards. It takes us not supporting minimum wages. You know, why are we hiring corporations that hire people to perform a service for us? If I want a service provided, I go to the person who can provide me the service and I ask them what it takes to exchange their time for mine, for them to work towards projects that I want to see accomplished. And usually they're much more affordable than the corporation would be hiring them and paying them a minimum wage to provide a maximum service. We need to cut out the middlemen. We need to realize that we should have voluntary participation with each other in ways that create the future we want to see. Because anything less than voluntary is slavery. This has been a message from Free Will Ministries, speaking as the Mad Monk. I hope you have a great day and know that we can change the experiences we're having by shifting our attention to the things that matter towards our health, happiness, peace, and abundance. And it's possible, right? Look at that word, I'm possible. Impossible, right? How do you see it? How do you see that word? Do you see it as impossible, where nothing can change, we're doomed? Or do you look at that word put a little space and accentuation on I'm possible? Because you are.